Hi, I'm Lauren Nelson.
And I'm DINO, LALLI. Thanks for joining us and welcome to Chicken and Pickle in Oklahoma City.
You can eat here, hang out here, even play some pickleball. Oh, I'm so sorry, ma'am.
Okay. Well, I got an attorney you can call later. All right, now, pickleball's actually been around since 1965, but it's a new sport to the youngest member of our team, Augustus Cook.
And it's a whole new way to use a paddle.
Pickleball. Maybe you've heard of it and maybe you haven't. Personally, I do not know anything about it. But I did hear that it is the fastest growing sport in the nation right now. So obviously we booked a lesson to see why.
It is like table tennis or ping pong on steroids. It's the baby that tennis and table tennis had. And I would say come try it because it's easy to pick up, it's a great exercise, and it's incredibly social. You can play, you can grab your girlfriend or you can grab a big group of friends and play and have a few beers, and it's just a really great game.
Because of how the scheduling worked out today, I had to jump straight into a game before my first lesson. So I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty lost at first. I spent the last 10 years of my life with a paddle in my hand, but not this kind of paddle. And I haven't played a lot of ball sports, frankly, and no racket sports at all. But after playing for a few minutes, I was starting to get a feel for things. Except for serving. That was just rough.
A little bit of a crash course here. I'm getting it down except for the serving.
Once my game was over, I got a lesson from Andrew GILMAN. He's a teaching pro at OKC Golf and Country Club in Quail Creek, and he says pickleball is for everybody.
If you think you can't do it, you're wrong, because anybody can get started. You're not going to be a champion immediately, but anybody can come out and have fun right off the bat, and that's what makes the sport so great. You think you can do it on the first try? We'll see. All right, here we go. Get that ball to bounce in that green box right there. You know what we call that?
Almost in the green box.
Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Do it again. So here, drop it, and then turn your hips through it, okay? Just hit a normal forward. Yeah, just whip your hips right through there. Gotcha. Slow motion though. Big muscle groups. Better. Now turn all the way through it. You didn't turn. There you go. Get your belt buckle facing that target. See that ball that's on the wall back there, the white ball? Get your belt buckle facing that target. Yep, there it is. Okay, here we go. That ball's out. That ball's out. Free point for me.
Dang it.
One. Nice and flat, okay? Nice and flat.
Roger that.
Better? That's better. Here we go. Move up. Ah. You got me. Good work, good work, good work. Your turn to serve.
Oh no, now I have to serve. I should just let him keep getting points. Wow, I am bad at that sport. I will say, towards the end, I feel like my training started to kick in. I started to get it a little bit, but none of that really matters because I had a blast. This is so much fun. Everyone is having fun. The environment is great. The people are fun. You gotta come try it. For Discover Oklahoma, I'm Augustus Cook.
You can find pickleball near you through the Greater Oklahoma City Pickleball Club at gopb.club or at tulsapickleball.org. You can find pickleball pro Andrew GILMAN on Facebook. Now let's check in with our guy in Tulsa, Jason GRUBBS, who's trying out an ancient art form in a new locale.
And boy, did he have his hands full for this story full of molten glass.
For many years, the Tulsa Glassblowing School occupied this 1,800 square foot spot in downtown. Today, there's a lot more room at their new location in McClure Park, right off of Route 66. The move came after an agreement with the city of Tulsa.
They allowed us to come in and clean it up and make it our own, and it's become a really wonderful place for the studio.
The Recreation Center sat vacant for several years. Now, the nonprofit group uses every area of the 12,000 square foot facility.
And we have the capability of doing kiln fired glass, having its own classroom. We have the capability of doing lamp working or torch work, where people are working with the torch and glass.
The old basketball gym is now a hot shop with space for all the furnaces. And boy, are they hot.
So the glass itself is 2,100 degrees. That's what it's holding temperature. The furnaces get up to about 2,300 degrees.
Everyone is welcome to the school. 5 and up can participate in the kiln-fired class. You gotta be at least 7 for the hot glass experience. It's 10 for lamp working. Prices start at $25 and go up. Professional instructors are there to help.
The instructors are right there with them, with their hands on, and making sure everybody stays safe.
Jake ARNETT guided me through my hot glass class. He always starts with a safety talk.
You should have your body all the way to the right, and then your torso behind this end so that the hot end of the rod can't turn into you.
That's not even the hard part. How do you pick what to make? There's more than a dozen choices.
You're picking from a menu of projects, and you get to decide which one you're going to do. You get to choose 2 colors.
And today we're making a paperweight. One of the first things you do in the hot shop is choose from a variety of colors, and there's several to choose from. Today, we're going with the theme to the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Just gonna roll right on through that blue.
Glass blowing is a little different than painting or pottery, which is more of an individualized art. This is much more teamwork driven.
Oh, there it goes. They're starting to round out.
It's you and a team of people making that happen, and it's that teamwork and that camaraderie that goes along with that creates this bond that you just don't get in any other art form.
See what we're doing? We're just smoothing out that glass, getting it all really round and symmetrical.
TGS started several years ago with youth outreach programs, then added programs for veterans, and recently it started working with women in recovery.
We've had a lot of participants that have told us how during that moment in time, that's all they're thinking about.
There's such a relief in that feeling. Participants keep coming back to focus on their beautiful creations.
And it's giving them a sense of hope that they didn't have before.
Classes are by appointment, Monday through Saturday.
But you can also grab it and then stick it back on itself.
It's like taffy. Keep in mind, it takes about 24 hours for your work of art to cool down. You can pick it up after that.
Just give it a little whack. There you go, just like that. Pops right off.
I'm quite proud of how mine turned out. Thunder up! At the Tulsa Glassblowing School, I'm Jason GRUBBS for Discover Oklahoma.
Tulsa Glassblowing School is located at 7440 East 7th Street. Check out their website before visiting, tulsaglassblowing.org.
Jason looked like he was loving that as much as we're loving pickleball.
Almost as much as I love New York style pizza. That's coming up, but first I'm going to take you two-wheeling. It's an exciting and different way to explore beautiful Beavers Bend State Park. Don't go away.
What's inside our free Oklahoma travel guide? Artistry for all 5 senses, magic around every bend, and powerful waves of inspiration. Order or download yours at travelok.com.
Welcome back to Discover Oklahoma. We're here at Chicken and Pickle in Oklahoma City. Now, in addition to their indoor pickleball courts, they've also got this huge outdoor area with lots of fun games, including a battleship game. DINO, you want to take me on?
I'm in, absolutely.
All right, let's do it.
Let's get our ships all set up first, but in the meantime, let's send everyone to southeastern Oklahoma because we're going to explore one of the state's most popular parks in a brand new way. It's one thing to embrace the natural beauty of Beavers Bend State Park in a car or RV. It's another to completely experience it from self-balancing technology, or in simple terms, a Segway. This started as an idea from park manager MAIB.
We wanted to change the way that we were doing some things down here as far as our naturalist activities. If you're familiar with Beavers Bend and Hochatown in this area, you kind of have to think outside the box to come up with something that's not already been done down here.
And after lots of research and training, the idea has taken off and it is now a very popular activity.
People are loving this. It's something unique, it's exciting. They're getting a one-on-one experience with our naturalist, plus they get to have fun on some off-road segways.
Having ridden Segways before, I was excited to get back in the saddle, so to speak. Let me just say to those who have never tried it or possibly have thought about it,
get slowly, very good, very good.
Riding one is as enjoyable as it looks. After a 15-minute safety training video, you get a chance to practice before you take off. Now, scheduling a tour is very easy.
If you find one on a schedule, you'll just go up to the Forest Heritage Center, the museum office, and pay up there. It's $35 a person, and we would like for you to allow at least 2 hours for the program. because you have training session you have to go through, plus the tour itself.
You have to be a minimum of 12 years old and weigh a minimum of 100 pounds. Also, if you're pregnant, you cannot go on a Segway. Not only will you see some of the natural wonders of the park, you'll also learn a few things.
But normally we do talk about the history of the park, the extensive history of the Civilian Conservation Corps. We'll go to the group camp, and that's where the Civilian Conservation Corps guys actually lived while they built the park. Okay, this camp right here is what we call group camp number 1. It was the original camp of the Civilian Conservation Corps. Has anybody heard of the Civilian Conservation Corps before?
There is a freedom of zipping around the park, learning a bit of history, and just enjoying one's surroundings. Now, one couple in the group was here vacationing from Tennessee, although they were originally from New Orleans.
It was fabulous fun. It's definitely for the adventurous sort. Lots of beautiful scenery along the way and very enjoyable. The park in general is absolutely gorgeous. There's postcard picture perfect everywhere you go.
I think it's awesome. It's a great way to get into the outdoors, into places maybe that you've not been able to get to in a shorter period of time. And it's just a fun thing to do. We learned a couple of things back at the park about the original owners of all of this land. I mean, look around you. You know, it doesn't get any better than this. Great family vacation, great family weekends, and you come back to nature. It's a great way to do it.
Taking a Segway tour at Beavers Bend State Park feels like being beckoned to the future while learning a bit of the past and enjoying the current beauty of the present. Find out what you need to know about Beavers Bend State Park, including the Segway tours, at travelok.com. Click on State Parks. Right now, you can get 20% off with a 7-night stay in any of our state parks.
You know, Beavers Bend draws thousands of Texas visitors each year, as does our next destination. Jennifer Reynolds and photographer Chris Cook take us to our state's oldest national park area.
On the days we visited Chickasaw National Recreation Area in Sulphur, nature decked out the skies for us. But even this splendor is just a sideshow to what has drawn humankind here down through the ages.
For over 7,000 years, mankind's been coming and using this water.
Bracingly cold and clear as glass, some mineralized but mostly sweet, the water boils out of the upthrust remnants of an ancient seabed in the millions of gallons each day.
Well, this is Antelope Springs, and as you can see, the water is flowing right out from the base of the rocks right there. You know, water essentially means life, and these waters flowing year-round in those cold 62 to 64 degrees year-round. You can imagine how important a permanent source of water was like that.
This geologic legacy was inherited by the Chickasaws and Choctaws after their removal to Oklahoma. They prized this bounty greatly and turned the springs over to the National Park Service to make certain these wholesome waters and their sublime setting would always be accessible to all. What a gift. More than 1 million people from around the world visit each year. Some still come to taste the beneficial waters, but many more simply drink them up with their senses. Even the sound is healing. When I was a girl, this was still Platte National Park, the smallest in the park system, the 7th oldest, and the only national park in our state. In its early years, Platte boasted higher attendance than either Yellowstone or Yosemite. Beloved but lacking in grandeur, it was combined with the newly built Arbuckle Recreation Area in the 70s to create the current 10,000-acre park, which now offers boating on Lake of the Arbuckles, picnicking, 6 campgrounds with 400 campsites, 20 miles of recreational trails, and free admission. Keep your eyes open. Deer are everywhere, watching you, watching them. And winter is actually a great time to visit. The park's a little quieter and the wildlife more visible. The Veterans Lake Trail is completely wheelchair and stroller accessible, and it is just the place to finish off your visit to the park, walking quietly or happily settled onto one of the many resting places along the trail, where you can imbibe a most intoxicating nightcap as evening settles in over one of Oklahoma's loveliest natural treasures. At the Chickasaw National Recreation Area, I'm Jennifer Reynolds for Discover Oklahoma.
You can find info on Chickasaw National Recreation Area on the National Park Service website, nps.gov.
Got to plan the strategy for the game coming up. All right, New York style pizza. Need I say more? That's next. Plus a behind-the-scenes look at the making of the 2022 Oklahoma Travel Guide and how to get your free copy.
There are some things you just can't contain. Oklahoma Today magazine is bursting with culture. Mind-blowing restaurants, trips, adventures, and so much more. Open your copy, then hit the open road. Unleash your curiosity. Set your spirit free. Subscribe today for only $14.95. Oklahoma Today magazine. Break through the ordinary.
Welcome back to Discover Oklahoma. We've been showing you around a bit at Chicken and Pickle in Oklahoma City, where along with indoor pickleball courts, there's a restaurant as well, where the rotisserie chicken is the star, but there are plenty of other food options from sandwiches to salads and finger foods.
You got food on the inside, you got games on the outside, and I think I have the right move. So Lauren, C4.
That's a miss, Dino!
Of course.
But a can't miss for everyone who loves discovering Oklahoma is the award-winning travel guide produced by Oklahoma Department of Tourism.
A year of hard work and a lot of planning go into creating the travel guide every single year. And right now we wanted to give you a behind-the-scenes look at creating the cover.
We are setting up the lights for our travel guide cover shoot.
Ever done a project this big before?
I haven't. This is really exciting. Nerve-wracking, but exciting. This year, our travel guide's going to be state-of-the-art and focus on all the great public art and other types of art in Oklahoma.
Pickles in the back. I'm thinking like right at the front.
Okay.
The three of them on the students. We have amazing artists, from culinary artists to architectural to dancers to musicians to painters, and like you see in this shot, our mural artists are just phenomenal.
Destiny, can you also just kind of turn that way a little bit? Like just so we can get your profile a little bit. That's perfect. So this has just been really something we wanted to do. It's fun and colorful and just show off our state to everyone. Yeah, we just wanted to kind of show off, some of the things that you might see here. And this, this mural is right in the heart of downtown. And so if you're cruising through on a weekend or something, you might see, the beer bus and people going to the Thunder game, just people walking around, just really taking in the city. And that's really what we wanted to show off to people. Scooter! All right.
Kind of the brainchild of the whole team. We said we love the color and the life and the vibrancy of the mural in downtown Oklahoma City. We love Chris Canale, and they've got all these great layers and levels in the cutout windows. So we thought, that would be a really dynamic, fun place to stage a shoot.
We're done.
All right, good job, guys.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
How did it go?
I think it went really well. Everybody was super cooperative and great moods for everybody all around.
What happens next, I guess, basically?
What happens next will be editing. So we'll go through and choose selects and see if we need to do any magic as far as Photoshop goes. And then, we'll be good to go. Send it over to our art director.
Are you happy?
I am. I'm really happy with it.
And you can order your free 2022 travel guide. All you have to do is go to travelok.com and click brochures.
Okay, Dino, my turn. F8.
F8. This is not going to be good. This is not going to be good. I give up. Lauren, you sunk my battleship. Really?
Hey, I can snap Dino out of this in just one word. Pizza.
Pizza? I feel so much better now.
It's coming up.
Right, and each slice is the size of a hubcap. I love it. We'll take you to Empire Slice House when Discover Oklahoma continues.
The free Oklahoma Outdoor Guide is your North Star, lighting your way to jaw-dropping beauty and heart-pumping adventure. Order or download yours today at travelok.com.
Welcome back to Discover Oklahoma and Chicken and Pickle in Oklahoma City. The restaurant here serves up burgers, barbecue, salad, finger foods, and yes, chicken. Big selection of kids' meals for the older crowd. Welcome back to Chicken and Pickle in Oklahoma City, where we're enjoying their beautiful rooftop patio.
Chicken and pickle. How about pizza and pickle? That actually may be the only thing that you won't find on the menu at Empire Slice House in Oklahoma City. And as Deanne Stein tells us, they're taking care of business one slice at a time.
Love this kind of eclectic vibe that we have. We really want it to be upbeat, high energy.
Empire Slice House pairs that hip, fun atmosphere with good pizza, by the slice or the whole pie.
Now that we reinvented pizza, but that pizza by the slice was really kind of different. Nobody was doing that at the time.
That simple concept took off and allowed them to relocate to this bigger space a half block from where they started in the Plaza District.
We definitely wanted to stay a part of this district, this community.
The eclectic vibe of the restaurant flows over into the pizzas that they offer with some pretty unique topping combinations.
I like to try new things and stuff, and so that was definitely one that caught my eye. I'm like, fig on a pizza?
Figgy Stardust, a play on the late David Bowie's alter ego Ziggy Stardust, has a basil and almond pesto base topped with marinated mozzarella, roasted chicken, baked ham, and of course, figs.
I've had it with like wine and crackers and stuff, and so it made sense, cheese and figs, so I figured it would be pretty good. Yeah, so it's definitely a good slice.
The Pizza by the Slice menu offers cheese and pepperoni, along with 4 different signature ones that rotate each day. You can also order a whole pie anytime off the menu, or build your own.
The Teflon Don, kind of our take on a Supreme, is super popular. We've got a real crazy one called the Hamburglar, which is almost like a cheeseburger pie. And that one has surprisingly for me been just a crowd favorite.
The dough is made from scratch each day and the ingredients are always fresh.
I got the Teflon Don here, so it's got a lot of different meat and some peppers and onions.
Pepperoni. The standard pepperoni. Just simple pepperoni.
I know, I like that. I like that simple.
Empire. Says right there on the card.
I kind of see why. So when you were picking it out, was it the toppings that drew you to?
Yeah, I like peppers. I like heat.
Along with the pizza, Empire also supports local breweries, with about 54 different beers available.
It's really cool to have that kind of local tie where we can have a really great pizza and recommend something from a quarter-mile away at Stone Cloud, or our friends at Anthem or Coop.
The full-service bar also offers cocktails, wine, and cider.
We want everybody, regardless of who they are, to feel comfortable and welcome and have a great time when they're here.
Discovering Oklahoma and Oklahoma City, I'm Deanne Stein.
Empire Slice House also has locations in Nichols Hills and in Tulsa. Visit their website, empireslicehouse.com, for locations, hours, and of course, their menu.
When it comes to food, we put together a rather extensive list of wonderful places to eat around the state. It's yours for free, and all you have to do is go to our website, travelok.com. Look at the top where it says click request free brochures, and you'll get a copy in the mail in about 2 weeks.
A big thank you to the folks here at Chicken and Pickle in Oklahoma City for hosting us this week. You can find them at 8400 North Oklahoma Avenue. They're open 7 days a week. There's indoor and outdoor pickleball, also bocce ball, shuffleboard, and I won't bring up battleship since that's a sore subject, but there is an outdoor game yard and an indoor room with the ping pong and TV screens. Go to chickenandpickle.com for more information.
And be sure and join us next week when we'll settle into a cozy getaway.
We'll show you 2 ways to get active no matter the weather, one in OKC and one in Tulsa.
You have a great bird's eye view from up here. In fact, we just saw a bald eagle flying behind us, proving once again
there's always something to discover in Oklahoma.